Traveling at 186,000 miles a second, energy from the sun in the form of light reaches planet Earth in about 8 minutes. The energy from the sun not only supports life, it also heats the ground beneath us. The ground absorbs and stores 50% of the sun's energy. That's over 500 times more energy than we need each year. Energy from the sun, or solar energy, can be captured and turned into electrical energy. Many homes and businesses use solar power today. It's a clean source of energy, like wind power, and it never runs out. We call that renewable energy. Let's dig down a little bit and see what happens to the solar power once it meets the Earth. It mixes with the heat coming up from the center of the Earth and warms the ground. In fact, just 4 to 6 feet below the surface, the temperature stays between 40 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit all year long. The heat stored in the Earth never runs out, so wouldn't it make sense to tap that energy and use it? In fact, we can use it, and we do. Welcome to the most efficient form of heating and cooling that exists. It's called geothermal. Geothermal technology helps us use the heat from the ground to warm our buildings in cold weather. In warm weather, we cool the building by sending the heat back into the ground. So it's an even trade. We borrow the Earth's warmth in winter and give it back in summer. How does this work? We employ what's called a ground loop and one or more heat pumps located inside the home or building. The ground loop is just that, a loop of pipe filled with water and an inert fluid buried in the ground and connected to a pump which moves heat energy in the opposite direction from its natural tendency, or uphill. When the energy is coming up from the ground, as in geothermal, we call it a ground source heat pump. A heat pump works much like a refrigerator and contains similar components, such as a compressor and use of a refrigerant compressor and fan. Essentially, both devices transfer heat energy. Ground source heat pumps are marvels of efficiency, returning as much as 3 to 5 times the energy they consume. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, geothermal ground source heat pumps are one of the most energy efficient, environmentally clean, and cost-effective comfort technologies available. They are efficient because they tap into a renewable energy source, the warmth in the ground. They are clean because they don't burn carbon fuel sources, so no carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere. And because the loop is underground and the heat pump is inside the building, a geothermal system is safe from corrosion and damage from weather events. So how does geothermal stack up against fossil fuels like coal and oil? Heating and cooling with geothermal would save our planet enough energy to mow over 400 million football fields each year, remove over 1,300,000 cars from the road, plant over 385 million trees, and reduce America's dependence on oil imports by over 21 million barrels of crude oil a year. The geothermal industry in the United States has been growing steadily since the 1980s, and it is filled with dedicated people who truly believe in geothermal. They know what a great form of heating and cooling it can provide, how quiet and comfortable it is, how dependable it is, and how long it lasts, how much energy it can save, and how those savings can translate into less expensive utility bills. And they know how much it can do to create a cleaner and more sustainable environment for all of us, and especially for those who come after us. We owe it to future generations to preserve our Earth and its environment by developing renewable forms of energy that do not pollute or warm the atmosphere above us. The answer is right under our feet: geothermal.